Hey there, this is Darren LaCroix, humor and improv. Let's say this, be a sponge about humor and improv. A lot of people think, well, I'm not funny. Well, you can learn it. Well, improv isn't my thing. Perfect. That's why we have table topics, but I want this club, and I hope that you personally realize it's just another skill that can be learned. And humor and improv is not about humor and improv. It's really about connection. Consider this. You must connect before you can educate, entertain, or inspire. You must connect first. And actually, first you have to connect with yourself to be able to be real and authentic and connect with your audience. Let me give you a quick example. Watch this video clip. And this is from my World Championship speech back in 2001 titled, Ouch. I want you to listen, watch, but watch intently. And then we're going to talk about how improv played into one of the most important lines of my life.
But we're going to reach a point headed to our goals where we get stuck and we can't move. But we're so afraid of that ouch, we forget that if we lean forward and take a risk and fall on our face, we still made progress.
So if you noticed, if you're really paying attention, my mic pack fell off. I fell at the beginning of my speech, and my microphone pack, the battery pack that was on my belt, powering my microphone, fell off. And it's on a wire, so it was literally swinging behind me as I'm supposed to deliver the most poignant line of my life, right at the close of my speech. And I had the wherewithal to be in the moment and to be able to grab it from the air, slide it right back onto my belt, and deliver the most important line. And I can't tell you enough how much my training led to that moment. Now, Sherry, I don't even know if you know this, but before I wanted to be a comedian, I wanted to be an actor. And before I wanted to be an actor, I was actually an improv actor. And I used to get, yes, this is really me, I used to get married 3 to 4 times a week, but I was a super hyper introvert. But being in character and having to play this groom every week and interact with the audience was one of the best foundations, along with stand-up comedy, that I could have that would prepare me for that moment and for all of the moments. See, it's not just because it was a world championship speech. All my improv training has helped me in every single situation. If we really want to own the stage and be good, we have to be connected with ourselves and with the audience, and we have to be able to adapt to any situation. Let me show you another quick clip and then how I handled it. If you're a true pro, true professional, things are going to happen. Now, this is a clip from a sermon that I gave a few years ago at a church here in Las Vegas, Unity Church, and I was so nervous. Even though I've been doing this for years, now I was delivering the Word of God. So I was hyper nervous because it means a lot to me. So, in fact, I was so nervous that, well, watch what happened.
His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant."
Are you kidding me? I knocked over the lectern in the middle of a sermon. Yes. Again, though, my improv background came to my rescue. When you and I have the ability to adapt, it's truly where people see us as professionals. It's truly where we impact the audience. In fact, it's some of those toughest moments that endear the audience to us, not because of the moment, but how you and I handle the moment. So watch how I handled that situation.
His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful and knocked over the lectern in the middle of your presentation. That doesn't happen often. Pay attention, Darren. It's timely. Another frustration."
I don't even know where that line came from, but I do know specifically it was my improv training. When I was working on the ouch speech, my world championship speech, part of my practice included practicing with distraction. Meaning, when I was in my house, in my bedroom, walking through the speech and going over it, internalizing it over and over again, I took the song, my little acoustic wave music system, and the song Simply the Best, and I cranked it. And so what that did is it forced me to focus in on my speech and drown out everything else, so that if anything should happen, I could be completely connected with the audience. And I believe that's why I was able to grab it without breaking stride, put it back on my belt. I think there was a couple of attempts there, and then literally end the speech like nothing happened. That doesn't happen overnight. It comes from training. So I'm encouraged and I'm inspired that you're part of this group, but dive in, be a sponge. Be willing to make mistakes. There's no better place on earth to make mistakes than at Toastmasters. I took many improv training classes. I learned from some of the best and continue to do so. So I want to encourage you and understand why. Because I don't want you to be perfect. Be present. See, that's what the audience wants from you. But if you're not, you can know your speech inside and out. But if you're not having the ability to adapt and be in the moment, you're missing out. You're missing out on influencing people that you could influence. Improv and humor. And I know I focus more on improv, but I really want you to understand the importance of it. And I think my training background, getting married 3 times a week, which might explain why I'm not married now. But we've got to be there in the moment, and it's not about us. But the better training we have, the better we can serve the audience. See, when I played Simply the Best in the background when I was practicing, it wasn't to be the best speaker. Thanks to my coach, Mark Brown, he kept me on track. I wanted to be the speaker, the presenter that served my audience the best. And that's a little deeper mindset. So I hope improv and humor is something you really dive in and be a sponge and realize humor and improv, they're both different muscles, but they work together to make you strong as a presenter. So don't think you can't learn it. If you want, you can go on YouTube and check out my first time on the stage and how bad it was. Or you could go and check out and study my world championship speech. It's free, it's on YouTube. And by the way, if you want my top 10 speaking mistakes, just go to top10speakingmistakes.com and I'll send you a free PDF. And thank you, Sherry, for putting this together. And remember, don't be perfect, be present.